Well, hey, everybody. With all that is going on in the world right now, our inflation numbers are crazy. We just got a lot happening right now, right? It is 2025. There's a lot going on. And with that, I really want to share with you a way that we can navigate all of this. Basically, we need to have our ducks in a row. We have to have our finances all lined up. So, I'm going to share with you 5 steps that you can use to achieve some financial independence. I know things look a little shaky. Looking forward is a little, I'm not sure, but just know that there are some things that really still may be in your control. And I want to share with you a financial game plan for 2025. All right, let's get into it. The first thing I want you to do is set some smart financial goals and milestones. SMART, SMART. These goals need to be specific. They need to be, where we're going, what do we want? You got to be specific. They need to be measurable, like not things like, I just want to make more money this year. No, we have to be something that's specific and measurable. I want to make 5,000 more per year. I want to make 500 more per week. It needs to be specific and measurable. It needs to be something that's achievable. That's what our A is. Like, no, I want to make $1 million this year. Well, don't we all? But you want to make sure, and that's a realistic goal for some people, okay? But for some others, it's just something we're not quite there yet. So you want a goal that's achievable. If $1 million is achievable for you, then yes, let's go for it. But back that up with those specific and measurable goals, okay? We want it to be relevant. We want to have relevant financial goals and milestones for this year. Like, talking about something that doesn't relate to anything. I want to own 100 pair of shoes. Well, that's not relevant to our financial goals, right? And we want to make sure that it's lining up with where we're trying to go. And we want it to be time-based. Perhaps your specific and measurable goal shows something that you're going to generate every month or every week or even every day, right? You're going to want to make sure that you're using specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-based goals and milestones. That's your first step for creating your financial game plan for 2025. All right. Well, hey, if you want to get more in depth with the wheel strategy, which includes cash secure puts and covered calls, you might want to check out a training that I created. I'll put the link down in the description. You can grab hold to that and go ahead and lean in on cash secure puts and selling covered calls. All right. Step number 2. I know we're traders. Most of us who are following me are because you're trading and you're looking at your trading or for your trading to provide some long-term income. You're looking at it to subsidize what you already got coming in. And listen, I'm with you. I totally get it, okay? The second thing we want to do, though, is we want to focus on low-risk, high-probability strategies. Low risk, but high probability of success. Now, y'all know I'm an option seller coach. With option selling, some of the strategies that really are great for low risk but high probability is cash secure puts and covered calls. You basically can run the wheel. You put your resources behind a stock that you believe in. You sell puts against it, take in a premium. If and when you acquire the shares, then you sell covered calls against that same stock. You want to make sure that you're, selecting stocks that are going to be on the growth track or stocks that you really are passionate about. All right. I got a whole training on cash secure puts and covered calls, as well as longer dated credit spreads. Now, we do credit spreads as close as 0 DTE with our SPX. Y'all see sometimes I put stuff out for that. We do weekly credit spreads, but listen, there's also monthly credit spreads. There's bi-monthly, there's 6 weeks out. These are low risk but high probability trades. All right. All the information you need to trade those is definitely in my arsenal, I'll call it, at educator2trader.com. All right. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to set SMART goals and milestones. Second thing is we're going to focus on low risk, high probability strategies when we're trading. The third thing we're going to do is reinvest our profits, right? We're not going to eat up all the seed. If you eat up all the seed, then what are you going to plant with, right? We can't eat up all the seed. So have a plan to reinvest your profits, whether that's reinvesting your profits back into your trading account, which is fine. Maybe you take some of your profits and put it onto shares. I'm going to talk about shares here in a minute, but maybe you take some of the profits from your options and use it to buy shares with. Also, you could take some of your winnings, some of your profits from your trading and put it onto some other non-trading based thing that can help grow your money. Perhaps you're into real estate. Perhaps you're into a Turo business or whatever it happens to be. Whatever that happens to be. If you got you a food truck that you like to work on, but take some of those profits from one place, from your trading account, and let's use it for something else. You want to reinvest your profits. Okay, so I've covered 3 things already. I covered the SMART goals, low risk and high probability trades. And the third thing was reinvesting our profits in some vehicle that is going to grow our money or continue to grow our money, right? The fourth one, and this is a big one, we want to diversify our portfolio. I talked a second ago about using your options and maybe taking some of the options money to reinvest them in shares or put them back into shares. And that's a part of diversifying your portfolio. Many of us like to trade options. I am primarily an options trader, but in more recent times, I've come to the full realization that the options contracts is not the asset. Options are not the asset. It's those shares that are the asset. So take your options proceeds, right? Or take your money in your portfolio if you got, however you got it. No matter how big or small it is, you still want to have it diversified, all right? Put some of it in options. Maybe say, this is the amount of money I'm going to trade options with. Put some of it in growth stocks. Maybe there are stocks that are smaller babies that are coming up, maybe along the area. In our case, AI seems to be pretty hot right now. Semiconductors are pretty hot right now. Maybe you put some money into some of those growth areas. And then you also put some money into dividend stocks or stocks that are more the dividend kings and the aristocrats that are paying monthly, weekly. There's dividend stocks now that pay every week. Listen, you own it by Wednesday and they'll give you money by Friday. They'll give you money on Friday. Of course, there's monthly, weeklies. There's weekly, monthly, quarterly dividends, right? You put some of your money in dividend stocks. So that way you have an asset, all right? Maybe set up a dividend reinvestment program. As you make the dividend, the broker automatically buys more shares of it for you. Definitely got to have a broker that buys partial shares for you. I know Robinhood does that. Or Schwab, I believe, does that. Webull, there's several of them, okay? Don't start quoting me on who does and who doesn't because I know a lot of them do and some of them don't. I know TD Ameritrade didn't do partial shares, but now Schwab, I believe, does do partial shares, all right? But you want to have options. If you're going to diversify, do some in options, maybe some short-term, some long-term options, some with growth shares and some with dividend shares. Maybe you even look into REITs if you're interested in investing in real estate, that you do REITs. Those are real estate investment trusts. They have to pay money back in dividends, right? Perhaps you use those. Just know, when you go to the bank, if you go to the bank with your options contracts, I got me 3 options contracts on Microsoft, the broker's going to be like, oh, that's nice. I play options sometimes too. Now, when you walk in the bank and say, I own 300 shares, 3,000 shares of Microsoft, the banker going to sit up and take notice. Like, oh, you want to borrow against that asset? Yes, you can. You want to borrow against options contracts? No ma'am, no ham, no Sam. That's not going to happen, okay? You have to have shares. That is the asset. Shares are the asset, okay? Use your options money to buy some shares. Make sure you're diversifying your account. I've seen people who have like one account is a long-term account and other people, and they have another account that may be just for the short term to be trading back and forth in. This is good stuff, all right? Separate it out. If it's too much to see all in one place, separate it out. That's a good idea. All right, I've covered 4 of the 5 steps to achieve financial independence. SMART goals, low risk, high probability trades, reinvest your profits, And the fourth thing was to diversify your portfolio. Okay. The last thing, last, is to automate and scale your trading process. If your life is anything like mine, I'm in the classroom a couple days a week, all day long, right? And there is no time for me on those days to really actively trade. Doesn't mean I don't want to be trading though. So what I'll do in that case is I utilize, well, every week really, I utilize Peakbot. Peakbot is my automated trader, right? It's an automated trading platform for sellers. I sell options. They do the wheel. They do trend spreads or credit spreads. They do 0 DTE, 1 DTE, all the things. And it's automated. I don't have to touch a thing. I tell Peakbot which stock I want it to trade for me, and Peakbot does the entries and the exits. Okay, it does the entering and the exit for me. I don't even have to do anything, right? I'll make sure to put the link to Peakbot down in the description so you can go and check it out, right? I am an influencer for Peakbot, but this video isn't really about them. It's more so about the fact that part of that can be one of the things that you're going to use to help you to achieve your financial independence. If you're busy off doing another job, or you're working doing something else, maybe you're growing a business and don't have time to sit and be trading all day long, but you still want to be using your resources to make more money, let Peakbot do the automating for you. There's other automating bots out there. I get it. Most of those are for buyers. I like Peakbot because it's for the sellers. Listen, and selling is what we do. That's what we do. Alrighty. So I've covered all 5 steps to financial independence for this year, for 2025. Listen, we don't have time to waste. There's a lot going on right now in our world, in our economy, and we do not have time to be just sitting idly by, nonchalant and complacent, thinking all is well. It is not all well right now, and you need to do what you can do to make sure that your future and your finances are okay. Alrighty? All right. Make sure you like and subscribe. Do all the stuff that people always tell you to do on these videos. Pass the word, right? Check out the things in my description. All of the things I mentioned, the credit spreads, the covered calls training, the cash secure puts training, the information for Peakbot. I put all that stuff down into the description. All right? Talk to you later. Bye.